Good afternoon. Give me a second here. I should have done this before. I'm gonna look for some background music. I feel like videos with no background music or lives with no background music are weird. It's just me. Anyways, I'm pretty sure anybody who visits my page by now has noticed that I've been posting a few, let me turn my timer on, a few videos regarding linking my YouTube. I don't know why I can't do two things at the same time. Linking my YouTube, talking about what I've been through, gang stalking, and I'm going to continue talking about that. There's so many aspects, not only to the process by which you get gang stalked, but the purpose of it, just all kinds of things. So, hold on. I think I found something. Okay. Okay, we're gonna play this in the background. I can't play the music I want to play in the background of my lives, so I usually just have to play I usually just choose to play something relaxing, which works anyway. Hold on, let me try to clean my camera. Anyway, that's much better. Anyway, let me get to it. So, I usually pick a topic that kind of comes to me that just kind of feels natural to talk about in regards to the process. So today, I've really been thinking about what is the process that they use to kind of approach victims that are being recruited. I believe that I was gang stalked because they got impatient with me saying no every single time. And then now that I've thought about it, I feel like I've been approached more than once. And I'll kind of go into it. So a lot of the times I feel like when you're popular or especially if you have a presence on Instagram, be it like a video model or whatever, people will approach you with things. Like, back in the day, there were models that I used to work with. And they started out fairly innocent and all that. And then before I knew it, they were like posing like half nude online. And it was to the point where every time a new model came to me, I was almost in my head gonna tell them like, just be careful, because I feel like people are gonna approach you to like take half nude video shoots or whatever. So I feel like it's kind of the same thing where people kind of see you have a business and your business is coming along and you're kind of getting some traction, and then they just kind of approach you. They approach you they recruit you for selling drugs, muling drugs, carrying drugs across the seas. There have been a couple of other girls that I've seen, that I've noticed over the years, who would date someone. The guy would be buying them like designer bags and this and that. The relationship wouldn't work. You wouldn't hear from them a bit. And then all of a sudden they start traveling all over the place. That's always kind of the pattern. And there's a couple people I could think in my head, like right off the top, that I noticed that happened to over the years. Anyways, for me, myself, I'm a very laid back person. And what I mean by that is I'm not extremely social. Hold on, let me turn this down a bit. I'm not extremely social. I'm very busy. I'm usually always working. I'm always up to something. So I haven't been one who's been out there to kind of know what people are doing, what's going on. So I can't verify for sure that those girls who dated someone and got a handbag or whatever, or a couple designer handbags, and now, they're all up and over the place. They're traveling all the time. And it's the same locations: Miami, DR, Puerto Rico, Colombia. Then they start getting the plastic surgery. yeah, it's just like the same thing. We all know these people. Anyway, so I want to go into kind of what happened to me. I can give my opinion about certain things, and then there's other things that are basically just going to be speculation. And I want to make that clear. But if I do mention something, speculation or not, it's really based on my best judgment and kind of my intuition on what I feel has been going on. But I like to make the differentiation between speculation or something I am deducing versus what has happened to me in my case, which is a fact. So I'm going to talk about just the last time, and I might mention one of the other times I've been approached, because now that I think of it, I feel like there was another girl that approached me prior to, but here we go. So I think the first thing that they obviously do is they research you, they look you up. They don't talk to you directly, they talk to people who know you. They talk to people who they can get a sense of your personality. So I'm sure they're looking for things that they could come and they could pretend that they have in common with you. So whether it's like you're into designer clothing, or I don't know, you like cooking or whatever, because they always approach you on a whole, oh my God, 999, huh? And the worst, see, for me, I'm into spirituality. So I'm talking about a very specific situation. A girl came in my store and said 999. I was like, losing patience with the stupidity, because it's like, I feel like with myself, I am constantly tolerating people thinking I'm dumb. And I'm tired of living this way. I am tired of living like that. Like, I know you're a liar and you know you're a liar. So I'm going to start calling people a liar to their face. I'm going to start calling people out to their face. That's how I was feeling. Now, if you're genuinely not into numerology, why would those people send you here to come and talk about 999? For what? Because if I quiz you and I start talking about it, you're going to look real stupid real fast. Right? A girl comes in, she pretends she's all about like zodiacs and all of that. This girl had her phone on the entire time. Someone was on the other line listening to our conversation the entire time. I think that conversation lasted 3 hours. If I left her in the back, she came in the front to come and see who I was talking to and about what. That's what they do. They sent someone to my store with her phone, and and I have a good idea who it was on the phone the whole time. And you know, I like to play along with people. So I'm talking to her and I'm asking her about her birth chart, since she's so into astrology. And I said, what's your Venus sign? And she's like, I think it's Mercury. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Because it's like, that's the kind of stuff they do. Those are the kind of harebrained schemes that they pull together. But what saves them and what makes things effective is they want people to make a move very quickly. Everything is very fast. If they approach you on Thursday, they need a dress on Saturday, so that they could take a picture in the dress, tag you, and it looks like you guys are working together. And they do that. They repeat it so many times. I'm going to get to this point about that. I'll put a pin in that. But anyway, people research you. People come up to you and they already know your likes and your dislikes. They know how you like your steak done. They know everything about you. So imagine you're a hermit. You're a person who doesn't go out very often, and a whole bunch of strangers are coming up to you and they know all types of things about you, and you barely have friends that you talk to. Like, my friendships take on a different color. Like, I have friends who I've had for many, many years, but we don't talk very often. But these friendships are so decent that no matter when they come to me or I come to them, we just pick up like we never left off. Like, if I need something, they have me. If they need something, I have them. It's a pretty solid friendship. These are people who know my character. And even for example, I have a particular ex that I hold in high regard, and he holds me in high regard, and they couldn't get that one to flip on me. And I know they tried, and I know they're still trying, but they can't get that one to flip on me because he knows how I am. He knows how I am. And that's the thing. So if you're blessed to have lucky, like loyal people in your life, that's why I'm very picky about the people that I let in my life. But they'll come up to me and they'll say things like, well, you know, I heard you're a person that cuts people off really easily. How did you hear that? So it's like, because they're hiring people that are off the streets, these are not trained professionals that they put through some type of boot camp. And even if they did, I think still it wouldn't, because it's hard to fake authenticity. You're either coming to someone for a genuine purpose and you're nice because you're nice, or your niceness is a strategy. And so these people have two faces. There's the first face for when you come in, when they lure you in, and the other face switches very quickly. So first things first, they research you. When I post this video, I'm going to itemize everything in the caption of the video. I always do that, so you guys can look at that. Then they source out, they look for some sort of vulnerability with you because they need to trauma bond. Trauma bonding is essentially where it's like, I'm going to help you out of some problem in your life. So if, say, for example, one of their tactics is they will put you into a trauma if you don't have it. They'll put you into poverty and then help you, give you the solution of carrying drugs up and down on planes as the solution to help you. So now you feel some sort of loyalty to them, these heartless, crooked people. Or it's like you've gone through something, you've gone through some sort of death, and they've been there for you. And if they have to cause the death themselves, they will. Like, these people are serious. They will. They are going to trauma bond, and they're going to surround you. They're going to surround you on multiple friendships, multiple people at work. If it's at work, they're going to meet you. They're going to bump into you. Everything is, we should go for a coffee. In my situation, every realtor I talk to wants to go for a coffee. Everybody wants to connect. Everybody loves Jesus and is squeezing out little crocodile tears. And it's almost like whoever's putting this together, it's not whoever, it's John. His name is John Ferreira. He had a business called Automotive Techniques. 363 Etobicoke or something. 363 Bering Way, Bering, Bering Way in Etobicoke. I'll also put that in the caption of the video. Career criminal, let me tell you. Career criminal. Every crime that there has ever been done, I'm sure this man has done. Came out of his own mouth too. This is what he told me out of his own mouth. This is the one behind coming in to recruit me. And I guess it wasn't working. People couldn't trauma bond with me. They weren't able to stay in my life long enough. Didn't have enough commonality. I was kind of just seeing through everybody, and it just was not going to work for me. So he had to come in himself. And love bomb me. Sometimes I call him John Long Shots, because every plan he has is a long shot. Like, it's like, that's not gonna work, but it's almost like, well, I gotta try. And as time has gone on, the plans are longer and longer and longer shots. The fact that he's still trying right now, I know that he knows that the likelihood of that happening, I think if it did happen right now, I think he would probably think it's a trap. He wouldn't trust it. He wouldn't trust if it happened right now. I think he would think to himself like, nah, I don't feel comfortable with this. That's how bad it is, that it won't happen. But he won't quit, which is crazy. So anyway, they send in this little main person to be your friend. I call them handlers. These are people that get very close to you. They get in your business. They want to know where you're going, who you're going with, what time you're going. They get into your social network. Who's your boyfriend or your husband? Who's your this? Where does this person work? They constantly ask personal questions. They're constantly giving you food. They're constantly giving you personal items, bringing you flowers, and doing all this nonsense that creates disharmony in your life. And the way that they come in with the friendship is they're simultaneously abusing you at the same time. So it's one of those little gaslight friendships where they might say 2 things that are nice and 5 things that are wildly rude and out of their place. And because they look for introverts, and because they look for people pleasers, and because they look for people with no backbone, you're expected to just put up with it. But me, myself, let me explain myself, because sometimes it's like people really have me wrong. It's not that I'm a people pleaser, because I will never do anything to please somebody if it goes against myself. I don't mind helping someone. What it is that I don't like confrontation. I consider my energy as spiritual currency. Like the way people look at money is how I look at my energy. Literally the same. And I look at my energy as way more valuable than money. So for me to have a petty argument with somebody and go back and forth, I just feel like that's giving my energy away. So I don't do it. So then people tend to think that because I didn't say anything and they passed their place, like, look, you say something and it's wrong, and I've already played out the argument in my head. I've already said what I was going to say, then you're going to say something, and I'm like, okay, what would I gain off of that? Nothing. If I walk away from you and you don't have another opportunity to piss me off again, then I don't care. And it doesn't affect me. How you feel about me walking away is your goddamn business. Like, it has nothing to do with me. So, because they came around and they on purpose push your buttons right away to see how you're going to respond. So because they pushed my buttons a couple times and I didn't respond, they're like, oh, she's a people pleaser. She's going to let us get over on her. So let's go ahead and move in with what we want to move into. So I'm in my relationship. The relationship breaks up like they intended it to, like they devised. And now they're ready to move in. There's room for Dirty Behind John to move in. I call him Dirty Behind for a lot of reasons. Literally, figuratively, hygienically, financially, every Lee that exists, nothing is clean about this man. He even smells spiritually. He smells like himself. What he smells like spiritually is who he actually is. I'm glad he smells like that. But anyway, moving forward. So they send in this person to befriend you. This person is your handler now, and they need evidence of it. Because the orders are not coming from locally in Toronto. It's coming from out of the country. In my case, Brazil. So, I don't have even a social media. And this girl's going to ask me to make a TikTok dance video. For what? Or take pictures. Go out together and take pictures because they want to prove to them that their financial investment is working. We're now friends with her. We've moved in. And so I've noticed that with people around me where, I was following them on Instagram at first and they seem to live a fairly quiet life. And then they meet up with some new friends now and they're always out at dinner, and then they're in New York, and then they're in Spain, and then they're here, and then they're there. And it's like they're traveling all over the place now. And it's always a whole bunch of pictures with these new friends that they just got. And sometimes as a woman, it might not be one friend. Sometimes it might be like a friend group. You end up getting in a friend group. So all of this happens. It was hard to get me a handler because I was just not in agreement with none of it. Like, my lifestyle does not include you coming out of left field. Like, you see, I think the thing that makes me difficult to penetrate is like, some people just live to live, like they have no purpose in life. So any wind, any gust of wind that comes from the east, from the west, knocks them off of their focus. I got stuff to do. My focus does not change no matter what. I don't get jealous. I don't get envious. I don't covet people's things. I don't operate like that at all. I'm a totally different person, and I like it like that. I'm perfect like that. And it's like, whatever anybody wants to say about it, that's great. Good. Say it more. That's how I feel, because I'm also unaffected by the things that people say, and people tend to think that's just something that I say. If it's just something that I say, then why am I still unaffected by the things that you're saying? See, because I see through people. I see through people from the doorway, from their car driving by outside. I know it's some BS about to come. So the minute they walk, I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's see what this is about. And then they roll out their little carpet, their little speech. They set it up nice. They set the little platform. They wait for the specific answer. They wait for me to take the bait. Then they put the little pillars, and then they yup, she's coming along. She's coming along. They're putting up some walls with it. Okay, let's put a crack for a window. Yeah, she likes it. Yeah, she likes it. I'm going along with it until they get to the roof, and then like, yeah, you know what? No, we're not going to go for a coffee. But thanks for coming, because I needed to learn about, what you just taught me about. I needed that information that you just gave me. Thank you. I want to see every plot. I want to see every angle. It took them about a year to realize that every interaction with me was probably a bad idea. Every interaction with me was probably a bad idea. So I want to say maybe 3-4 months ago, I noticed that they want to withdraw themselves. They don't want to come in for a second attempt. When they send in the little potential handlers, they don't want to come in for a second meeting. And I'm like, why? Let's meet up. I might want to go to dinner with you in particular. I want to hear the rest of this. Where are we going? Where's the jet going? When is it landing? Who's flying it? Uh-huh. 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 Okay. All right. It makes sense. Genius plan. They did all kinds of things. If they can't send a female to be your friend, they're going to send a man to date you. And I have to say, I've been so disappointed with whoever conducted the research on me. Shame on you. I'm so mad. You guys never got it right once. There wasn't one time where there was even someone within arm's reach that would make sense. Because they don't own nobody. They don't have anyone that is what I like. They don't. And that's the bottom line. It was just never going to work. Secondly, I'm just not a you could meet me off the street and date me type of person. So I'm not a you can meet me off the streets and be my friend type of person. And at first when I met Daisy back in the day, it was like I would try. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to not be like people expect me to be. I'm going to try not to be so standoffish. Let me try. That girl used to get on my goddamn nerves. So needy, so exhausting, so envious, so much complaining, a drainer of an energy vampire. Every minute it's like somebody did this and somebody did that, and you could show a picture of an influencer online and be like, oh my God, I love her hair. And she's like, oh, that's fake. Let me show you. And it's like, who cares? You're fake. You're fake. Everything about you is fake. And here I am. So I must like fake things. What's your point? It's like, and I used to wonder to myself, like, I'm sure they send people in to abuse you in a relationship with you, whether it's a friendship or a relationship, I definitely believe they want to send people in to verbally abuse you, to surround you by people who make you insecure about yourself. So people who pick at how you do your hair and how you walk and how you talk and your business and your accomplishments and whatever, to devalue you, to degrade you, to make it seem like you're really not that, when you clearly are, because they want you and they're jealous of you, and they end up getting jealous of you because of the value that you do have. But it's like they don't want you to know about it. They definitely do that. But it's like I started realizing that the people that are down with this are just chaotic people in general. Like, they're just like that. Even if they like you, even if they feel like you're a likable person, I feel like the more likable you are, like, I'll tell you, there was one or two moments when I was on the phone with with this John character, when I felt the exact moment that he felt, that in comparison to me, that he wasn't a good person. I felt when he felt like, oh my God, this girl's actually a good person. Does that mean I'm not a good person? Like, this buffoon actually asked himself that. He actually asked himself, like, it's like he was reflecting on himself. Like I was a mirror to how evil he was. Which kind of makes you put it into perspective now that I'm thinking about it. Like, you mean to tell me you don't know you're evil? Anyway, let's move forward, because I'm not entertaining that nonsense. We have no sympathy for that evil person. And I use the word person very loosely. Very, very loosely. Barely a human. Barely. Moving forward. So, they brought someone in to befriend you. And now it's time for them to make you an offer. Let me tell you how Longshot John made me an offer. And I think I need to document this so the powers can see what type of people they have out here recruiting. Okay? That man was getting tired of me. And we were walking in the hallway of Oakville Place Mall. He came to drop me some flowers to congratulate me on my new store. Hey, you opened your store. Here's some flowers for my friend. Drops me the flowers. This man legit looked at me and goes, cut me off. I was talking about something. He cut me off. And he goes, hey, you want to sell drugs? But like, not on the street. And I'm like, no. Like, so brazen. So, oh my God, what is the word? Unpolished. That it was ridiculous. I was like, there is no way. Like, you know what? I knew I was being recruited for something nefarious. At first I thought it was human trafficking, because the girl that they sent towards me, people started coming into my store and saying that she's a prostitute. So I thought it was human trafficking at first. But I was like, there's no way they want me. They have to pick someone who's more like, overtly sexual, and who's more like younger. Like, there's so many young girls. Somebody who hasn't had things before. A young girl that they can manipulate. They could be like, oh, we're going to buy Louis Vuitton bags and go on trips and da-da-da-da. Like, they must want more of a malleable mind. I'm not in the age. Even the police officer said that to me. He's like, well, you're kind of not in the age group. You're kind of a little past the age that they go for. He's like, no offense. I'm like, none taken, thank God, So I'm thinking to myself, I thought it was something. But from what I imagined the whole process to look like, I didn't imagine it to be like that. Like, I didn't imagine it to be some random man off the internet who we have nothing in common, who's not even going to wait 2 weeks, and who's just going to blurt out, like, do you want to sell drugs out of nowhere? This cannot be the way that it's done. There must be more finesse. Like, somebody must have to say, hey, I'm going to give you some money for your business, or hey, there's a special plan where you can make 25K, but you got to take a trip, like something. I would never expect it to come out like that. But I don't believe, honestly, that it was supposed to be like that. I don't think so. I think it was just desperation. I think the clock was ticking, and it was like I wasn't biting the bullet, and I'm not going for anything, and I'm still capable of paying my bills. And if anything, I'm expanding in life more than anything else. So anyway, now it's kind of like, okay, if we're not going to knock this girl off and she's not going to agree to anything, then we might as well just put our hands in whatever she's doing. So they're sending people to my business, to shop in my business. They're sending me staff constantly to apply to work. We don't even have ads to work, but here comes staff. They're sending me influencers. They're sending me models. So it's like everything I post online is looking like, I know these people or I'm involved with them. Not knowing. So, I first started being approached by Latinos, but now it's like, if I had gotten hip to that, then it's like, okay, we're going to send in Asians, and we're going to send in Indians, and we're just going to send in a whole bunch of different people. So you're none the wiser. You're just thinking, I have a store and we're open 9 to 12 hours a day. So I'm going to need staff. So let me just choose the best candidate out of all the people that are coming in. Lord, it has been something else. It literally has been like people would come in and it's like the first day they're in there, they want to be your best friend right away. Or the first day they're in there, it's like they're looking at you like you're evil in your own store. Like they have an issue with you. But all of a sudden, when you're telling them it's not going to work out, they're like, but no. Like they're terrified to be fired. It's just the most bizarre. You know what? I have to say, I don't think my process went the same as most people. I think most people do not get gang stalked. Most people just get recruited, because most people, it's like they made a new friend, they're traveling, they're getting money. I think there's some people that most people are fine with it until they realize that they're trapped. Who knows how long that takes? And then if not, they're finding out that they're trapped. It's like they just like the money and the fast lifestyle anyway. I feel like that's kind of what it is. I think my situation is unique, and my situation got so aggressive because somebody took on to do a job that wasn't possible to do. Somebody had to continue making the situation more and more and more aggressive to try to force my hand because it just wasn't working. And he was just delaying the situation with whoever he was supposed to be accountable to. And it was just never going to work. I really don't think if most people came in this way that they would do it. And I think that's probably what made it harder for me to get any sort of help. I don't think this level of abuse was supposed to happen. Not in most situations, I don't think. I never got to the point where I could have a handler. I never got to the point where any of my family or friends could be convinced or they were convinced, don't get me wrong, they were convinced, whatever money they were promised or whatever they were promised, they went for it. But when I saw the switch in behavior, was just not into it. I've known this person for too many years, and all of a sudden they're approaching me with strategy. They're approaching me with trying to ask me for something very stupid. So it's like, you get cut. And then it's like people were surprised that I was cutting people off. Like, I don't care if I knew you 25 years. The fact that you could take a deal like that against me is nuts. Nuts. So I've cut off everybody in my life. Because if there's anybody in my life, they're going to try to make that person approach me. And the mood that I'm in right now, it's better to not approach me. It's better to leave me alone. I don't think John Ferreira understands that it's better to leave me alone, because he's beyond understanding at this point. He's still, like just the other day, he'll still have people that will stand post outside my store, that'll stand post around my house and wait to drive in front of me and drive hella slow. Like they will do anything that they can't come in my house to come and do anything to me. But it's like, as long as you're outside of the house, we're going to be annoying for no reason. It's like he's going to go down trying. because the consequences of not getting it done is like me or him at this point. That's what it is. It's me or him. And this is a dead man walking, grasping for straws, because there's no way that it's going to be me. I'm not agreeing. I don't know what other language to say it in. I don't know why anybody in their right mind would want to get me in. What am I going to do in there? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like been beyond late. But anyways, let's continue. We're past the pictorial evidence. Everybody wants to take a picture with you, a picture in your store. They want to post in your store, all kinds of stuff. Fine. Now, for me, I'm very used to working with influencers, working with people. That's how it goes when you have a business. You're working with people you barely know. You know, they pitch you, it makes sense, it's win-win, the agreement makes sense, it's fair on both sides, and you move forward. A model comes, oh, I'd love to like model for your brand or whatever, and they look good and they'll make the clothes look good, I'll go with it. It doesn't mean that I have a personal relationship with them, that I have their phone number, that I'm calling them at night. They are literally just showing up to the store, modeling a couple things, being gifted a bag of clothes, or being paid, and they go home, however it's gonna work. So it's like, I used to not understand why all the people coming around surrounding like what that was supposed to mean or what that was supposed to be good for. I could never understand. There are things I still don't understand what the end game of them would be for. And maybe because it just wasn't gonna make a difference with me, but I for real did not understand. And it goes back to the thing of like just hiring just anyone. That's really what it goes back to, just hiring anyone off the street. Because the way they would do it would be so bizarre. You'd have to sit there and look at them, and it's almost like, of course they're gonna break character. It's so unnatural. You'd be talking to somebody and they'd be like, oh, so who do you work here with? And you're like, oh, I work with my daughters. And they'd be like, oh my God, you had your kids at 17? And it's like, and they'd be like, oh, oh, oh. Like they had Tourette's or something. Like they don't know where else to go with the conversation, because I'm literally like, are you okay? I don't know if this works on other people. Like, you see, I'm at the phase with it where I'm not playing along anymore, because I've seen everything I need to see. I haven't seen any new tricks. There hasn't been anything where it's like, oh my God. All of these people that come around are slow. Somebody said it well. It's like if you put a shiny object in front of them and you lead them and you're like, come on, come this way. Okay, turn down this way. Like they'll follow you. Like really slow. What intelligent person is going for this? And what is the obsession with me that y'all want me when I've said no so many times? What's the obsession? This man is out of his mind, and somebody needs to put him down and take him out of his misery. It's insane. It's insane behavior. Now, the worst part about it is his obsession with taking down my business. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know what they keep promising people and how they keep getting people to go along with these schemes. If I'm working with a stylist in another country, they're contacting the stylist in the other country. If I'm working with somebody in Belgium, Dubai, they're contacting the person. They're stopping my emails. They're doing the most. It's insane behavior. Trying to block my path and block me from moving forward with my life just so I can agree to be a drug mule. It's really crazy behavior, and it's very exhausting, quite frankly. If I work with a realtor, convincing the realtor to get me to sell my house for undervalue. It's like any which way that I can take a loss. And they put those people's careers in jeopardy, because when I start making those reports, it's like a machine gun. I'm putting a dent in your reputation. So it's like, why does this, what is the obsession with me that you can't move on and get somebody else? This man has destroyed his life. Whatever fake life he did have. Now, catch a joke. This man hacked my phone. My phone's mirrored, so he could see what's on my phone, because he needs to know more about me, and I'm not telling people about me, and I don't have friends, and I don't have a handler, so they have to take it to the extreme. They have to hack me now. He hacks me, and because of the way algorithms work for Google and Instagram and all of that, whatever you search, whatever you're into, the other person sees. Now, what I know about this man is supposed to have a wife and children. But at one point, it's like all I'm seeing on his phone is ads of like half naked men in underwear. Just basically gay, like ads for like, or posts coming on my explore page of like just gay men. Men in underwear, two men together, men kissing. And I'm thinking to myself, or I'd see ads for like weight loss because he's obese, or was obese, or trying not to be obese, whichever variation of his cycle he's in at this point. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not seeing ads for like soccer camps and like things for kids. I'm seeing gay ads. Like, what's that about? I'm seeing ads for heroin, help with heroin addiction, help with mental health clinics, very, very, very particular skin and nerve diseases, STD treatments, like all types of crazy things I'm seeing, like to the point that like I'm sending it to my family group chat, like, what on earth is going on? Like, who is hacked into my phone? This person is so disturbed, is so mentally disturbed, and has such a whirlwind of problems. Like, at first I was just exhausted with it. I was like, why is no one taking me seriously? Why is no one coming to my help? Who knows what this man has said about me? It's beyond. Like, if people in Toronto, oh, that's another thing I wanted to touch on. I used to always wonder about how comes the rumors work. Like, if people know you, they know how you are, they know you're a nice person, or they know you're a generally unproblematic person, how does it work when people start spreading rumors about you? And I realized they start spreading rumors about you at the moment that they're first researching you. So these people have been sullying my name for years. They've done so with other boutiques that have been in competition with me, with other girls that have had an issue with me. And I've realized this has been like a long time coming. The more I think about it, the more the situation evolves. I realize it has been like a little army of people causing rumors and saying things and kind of throwing stones at what I've been building for a very, 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 very long time. And it's been absolutely nuts. It's been crazy. Now, for the purpose of my YouTube videos, I'm here or there. I'm here or there with things. When, not if, when this goes to court, everybody who ever crossed me, your name is coming up. Your business is coming up. I've been slandered by where my store is right now, the Village at Vaughan Mills. I've been slandered by the owners of the other stores in there. Have gone store to store and told other people things about me. I just got there not even a week. They're already talking about my kids, whether or not I pay my kids, if I do this, if I do that. It's been crazy stuff, man. It's been a pattern of harassment that has been non-stop. It's been slander that has been prima lighting. I know what you've been saying about me. I know what you've been saying about me. The businesses around me, even in Oakville Place Mall, all over, it's been nuts. It's been nuts. This organization of liars, of thieves, of crooks that go about destroying people, ruining their reputation, ruining their businesses, ruining their opportunities. And now they're desperate in Toronto to get me to work with them. Everybody wants, oh, I have an opportunity for you, emailing me, oh, be a part of this charity, oh, this and that. Not interested. Not interested. They're literally, it's like, stay away from me. I'm a I'm dangerous at this point to your reputation, I'm not holding my tongue with people, and I'm definitely not holding back. And the day of reckoning will come, because there's nothing you guys can do with me. There will be no recruiting me. There will be no stepping in my way. There will be none of that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, I try not for my videos to not go over an hour. It's been 45 minutes now. I'm going to take this one down. I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to itemize on, like I said, in the caption of my YouTube video, I'm going to itemize all the points that I've been speaking about, to kind of form some sort of logical process, I guess I should say, of what I've been going through. I know that there are other people in Toronto that have gone through this as well. I have met other gang stalking victims as well. I'm not sure if people always know why it's happening to them, but I do know that there's been people who, like, I know I met a couple people that were confused, but with those people, it always seemed to stop. And in my situation, it's like it dies down, and then this guy tries to start it up again. Like, he just goes and finds people under any rock who don't know that it's a real bad idea to follow me. That it's a really bad idea to play in my face. He just finds people, he keeps trying to have it continue to go. And I'll end it here. I'll leave it here. I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to put it in my stories, and I'm going to put a link in my stories as well. And anybody that wants to check it out can go ahead and check it out. And like I said, I appreciate comments on the YouTube. I don't respond to DMs, and I certainly do not pick up my work phone because I don't want to talk to anybody or anything. If you need to purchase anything, you can go on the website. It's fairly straightforward. Pick your size and the color and check out, and we will mail to you within 24 hours. Thank you.